CHLP is an organization that's led by Black queer feminists. It's important that we show up because Black queer feminism is a particular framework, much like abolition. It's a political strategy, it's a legal strategy, it's a framework, it's a lens for understanding power, how it's arranged, and for how our communities are able to build power. CHLP, as a Black queer feminist and an abolitionist led and framework organization, we have something to offer our siblings in the LGBTQ movement. And so it could feel like now isn't the moment to be bold and to be unapologetic. And one of the things that I believe we bring is that now is the very moment to be even bolder and even more apologetic because the stakes are high. So we're honored to be in coalition, to be in solidarity with organizations who are building those coalitions because we have a slew of legal and policy tools to offer coalitions. And so that's the solidarity that I believe we bring. For example, we are not an organization who historically has worked on issues of gender affirming care outside of the way that HIV care is gender affirming care. But when possible, at every opportunity, we attend national strategy conversations at the intersections of HIV and LGBTQ identities. That is important solidarity because we understand coming for one is coming for all. I see the attacks on gender affirming care, which is a way of attacking trans people or people who are perceived as trans. I see the attacks on reproductive autonomy. I see the attacks on HIV funding as connected. These lawmakers and other legislative actors who are attacking one community are also attacking other communities. If we look at the work that's happening around data privacy, we understand how important it is to have coalitions that understand work that people are doing around gender affirming care. Data privacy has to include the understanding that those same safeguards are also important for people living with HIV and other stigmatized health conditions. In fact, I would posit that in this moment, how we understand stigmatized health conditions needs to be expanded. Where more and more people are criminalized just for attempting to go to the doctor. So our understanding of stigmatized health conditions, it's important to acknowledge HIV as a foundation, but we have to be expansive in this moment because the attacks are coming in a more expansive way, and therefore our solutions have to also be expansive. It's so important to be in this moment and to be with our siblings and our peers and our partners as we celebrate, because so much of how oppression operates is you feel isolated and you feel like it's never going to get better and you feel like it's not possible to win. Because to be clear, we are up against a machine. So being among people who are finding victories, who are fighting inch by inch for victories is inspiring. Because I think of the win in Louisiana. That was 10 plus years in the making. And I know that a part of how that win was possible, or example, like the victory in Maryland, where part of how you get those victories is you're able to be in community with people who are also fighting or who had a recent win, to be like, oh, it is possible. I think of what it means to other states in the Deep South and in the Midwest to see a state like Louisiana make that kind of change to include a substantial risk of transmission in the state criminal law. That's inspiring. And like at times where it can feel like it's only going to be uphill and we'll never see the victory. So that is the joy, understanding that being together helps us stay fortified and motivated. And it reminds us what actually is the scope of the work. One legislative win is not the end of the story. So let's celebrate and get back to it the next day. Thank you, Equality Federation. This is an amazing conference. I look forward to next year.